Good morning, or whatever time it is where you are. My name is Mary Shapiro. I work with Sounds of Hope Live. This is Unity Center of Peace. Neil will be saying more about who we are. What we're doing is we're going to have some music, some prayer, an opportunity for reflection on the talk today, which is called Home, and then some silent meditation, and then share our thoughts and ideas about the topic, and then end with a couple songs and prayers. So, welcome to Unity Center of Peace. So, I do the song first or the opening prayer first, Mr. Mike and Neil? I can't hear you. You're muted.
You can
Song?
do the song, and then
Do the song first. Okay. So,
yeah.
no talk would be complete without music, as far as I'm concerned. And the song that comes first to my mind when I think of the word home is something that's been very famous lately with the International World Cup football, i.e., soccer games. Take me home, country roads, to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hour. She calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, the country roads take me home to the place that I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads, take me home, down country roads. Yay!
Thank you, Mary. I'll do the statements now for our church, Unity Center of Peace in Northern Virginia. This is our vision statement. Unity Center of Peace is a thriving spiritual community offering love, peace, and support to all. Our mission statement is to spread the unity message by opening our doors and our hearts to the healing and expansion of personal and global consciousness. Our prosperity statement. We believe that true prosperity is a sense of fulfillment in every area of our lives, our minds, our bodies, our emotions, and our circumstances. We are richly, bountifully, and beautifully prospered in every good way, so it is, and so we let it be. And our statement of peace. We stand for peace. We stand for love. We stand for forgiveness. We honor the many names for God, the many paths to God, the many ways to worship God. For there is only one power and presence of God, and God loves each one of us equally and uniquely. We urge all nations, their leaders, and their people to turn to God by whatever name and to pursue peace, for peace honors the God of all faiths as we stand for peace in our lifetime. Amen. And now I'll cue up the daily word for today. I'll play it on my phone here. The daily word for today is believe. I trust my belief and my unbelief, and they are enough. So here we go. Turn up the volume.
Sunday, August 2nd, 2026. Believe. Today we affirm, I trust that my belief and my unbelief are enough. And our message reads, when Thomas says he can't believe in Jesus' resurrection unless he touches the wounds for himself, he is describing those moments when God's infinite eternal good seems too hard to believe. Jesus' response is instructive. He doesn't criticize Thomas's doubt or demand blind faith. Instead, he offers exactly what Thomas needs, inviting him to touch the wounds and see for himself. Jesus meets him where he is, then invites him into a deeper way of believing, one that can trust in unseen blessings. The invitation is open to me too. Whether my belief is steady and confident, or I long for reassurance and signs of divine presence, I trust I am divinely supported and dearly loved. Our Bible verse for today is from John 20:29. Jesus said to him, have you believed because you have seen me? Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have come to believe.
All right. Thank you, Neil. I love it when I don't look up the word for the day, but I love it when it matches or it's in sync. I especially needed to hear that my unbelief is not being judged. Definitely not by Jesus, anyway. So I am going to reflect a little bit before we talk about home, today's topic. Um, Yesterday was August 1st, and today is August 2nd. So yesterday was Lammas, the cross-quarter day, halfway between summer solstice and autumn equinox. It's the festival of bread, the forerunner of autumn harvest festivals. Today or yesterday signifies withdrawal of energy into the earth in preparation for the falling seeds that are to germinate later. And the blessing and invocation for today is from St. Patrick. My uncle Patrick passed last night, so this goes to him. I arise today. I arise today through the strength of heaven, light of sun, radiance of moon, splendor of fire, speed of lightning, swiftness of wind, depth of sea, stability of earth, firmness of rock. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. So this is a song that I wrote when I was coming home from Japan. It's called Home. when you're going home. Where is your home? What is a home? To start a home is happy, with happy holidays. And home has friends and family all around there. Being honest, giving honor, here you know you will be heard. When you've lost your hope, it always can be found. 'Cause home is where your heart is. And home can be here, it can be far. Home is where your heart is. So make your home where you are. Oh, I was sitting on the back porch, back from traveling around the world. Welcome home, my family says to me, and they are open to my changes. They know about my past. We talk of open doors and opportunities. They say to me, home is where your heart is. And home is sometimes here, it's sometimes far. Home is where your heart is. We will love you wherever you are. Music is magic, understood in every land. When you listen to the feelings in the tones, it can fill a room with magic, changing strangers into friends. Where there's music, I will never be alone. I feel at home. Home is where my heart is. And home can be here, can be far. Home is where my heart is. So I make my home, no matter where I roam. Make my home right where you are. When you're going home, where is your home? What is a home? So, home is where your heart is. When you look up that line, you will find a ton of songs with that phrase or about home. So, I'm going to reflect a little bit about my homes and my favorite songs, might sing a couple, and what home means to me. So, um, I grew up in Minneapolis, was my very first home. I moved when I was 5. So I don't remember a lot about it. I do remember walking out the side door when I was about 5, and I wish I had the picture because I was like this in a snowsuit suit. I could barely move and going out into the snow in Minneapolis. Then I moved to St. Paul. And in St. Paul, I can remember my home really well. It was on a corner lot and it was kind of up on the hill. It was like a double lot because it was a corner lot and the top of the hill. And we would sometimes play croquet and send each other down the hill towards the river. Yeah, it was hard to come back. But that home was beautiful. I spent all of my rest of my life growing up at that home, and I had my own room, which was really nice. I had two brothers, and they had to share. So I had my own room as the only girl. That my next home that I would call a home was when I went off to college, College of St. Benedict, and I shared a dorm room. And then, I don't know, I'll just fast forward. I spent a lot of time traveling around, especially as a musician. And I really liked my car. My car was kind of my home because it was the most consistent thing in my life. And I traveled a lot. And then when I went to Japan and wrote that song, I had a little teeny tiny apartment, but it was my own apartment. And it was one room. And a lot of people in Japan do not have their own home or their own apartment. A lot of people in Japan share their home with their extended relatives. At least they did in 1991 when I was there. So, I'm just going to throw out some songs. Day-o, day-o, daylight come and me wanna go home. Day-o, me say day-o, daylight come and me wanna go home. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home where my thoughts escaping, home where my music's playing, home where my love lies waiting silently for me. So where's that other one? Oh yeah. I am a poor wayfaring stranger. I have no place to call my own. I'm traveling far from danger. I am traveling to my home. I'm going back to see my mama. I'm going back, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. So as many of you know, my work is Sounds of Hope Live. I work with a lot of people in hospice. And sometimes people will say, I want to go home. And even though you might think that sometimes they're in a case of dementia, going home for a lot of people means going to heaven. Going over home, going to Jordan, over the river, going home. Right? Lots of things about like even the Egyptians and the Euphrates, the River Nile, right? Crossing that river to go home, the river of death, right? So death and home are a very interesting thing for me, especially since my Uncle Pat died last night. I like to think of the phrase womb to tomb, our first breath and our last breath, and how the people that are there to help us might be the same people and might not. But I really believe my theosophy, my practice of my beliefs, that I get to choose, that I chose when I came into this world and to where, and I get to choose when I leave. That might not be your belief, but that's mine. So womb to tomb, in my field, we have people call doulas. They can be end-of-life doulas. You might have heard of a birth doula. And the word doula in Greek means servant. And the servant or the doula for the mom is there for the mom, just the mom, all the time, hopefully way before the actual birth and often after the birth as well. The midwife is the professional that comes in to do the physical stuff, but the doula does everything else. She's the servant for the mom. Womb to tomb. When we're getting ready to die, if we're lucky enough, I would like to have one, is we have a death doula or end of life doula who is there just for me. Yes, he or she can also help support the family, but their main goal, their service is to me as the patient, as the one who is dying. I really believe that, I don't know, that we get to decide when we're born. I was born late and I have been the rest of my life. So there. Time creative or time challenged or time blindness or whatever you want to call it. I was born late. I did not want to come out. I was born 2 weeks after Kennedy was shot. No, I take that back. 1 week before. Oh my gosh, maybe I knew. November 15th, 1963. I don't know when I'm going to die. I hope that when I die, I get to choose where and who is around me or not around me. I get to choose the music and the smells and maybe the food up until I stop eating. I hope that I get to choose my death. And I really believe I do. There have been stories about near-death experiences where people, when they come back and they share the idea of they got to choose to continue to go to the light or to go home to here, the planet, the physical. So that helps me kind of solidify that for myself. I know that my dad chose when he was going to die. He basically stopped eating. And physically, there really wasn't anything else wrong with him. But yeah, I would like to think that my Uncle Pat chose when to die this morning at 1:11, or maybe it was 1:10 California time, with his husband and his brother right there beside him. So I dedicate this service to him. What else do I want to say? I have so many notes. Okay, so since we got a late start, I'm going to basically take us into a time of meditation so that we can then share our thoughts of home, words that we use with home. Oh, I can throw those out, right? Homework, home run, um, home, homeopathy, homemade. I really like homemade things. And when you're on a website, you go home. So those are just a few. So be thinking of other words that have the word home in them, your own history of your homes that you've lived in, your idea of, do you agree or disagree that you're going home? We go back to where we came from. So I'm going to do one more reading. I got inspired. There we go. Some people follow the course at A Course in Miracle, not the course. It's only one of many. A Course in Miracles. Lesson 182. I will be still an instant and go home. This world you seem to live in is not home to you. No one but knows whereof we speak, yet some try to put by their suffering in games they play to occupy their time and keep their sadness from them. Others deny they are sad and do not recognize their tears at all. Still others maintain that what we speak of is illusion, not to be considered more than a dream. Yet who, in simple honesty, without defensiveness and self deception, would deny he understands the words that we are speaking? And we speak today for everyone who walks this world. For you are not at home. Perhaps you think it is your childhood home that you would find again. It is this child in you that your Father, your Creator, knows as his own. It is this child who knows his father, who knows her mother. This child desires to go home so deeply, so unceasingly. The voice cries onto you to come and rest. This child needs your protection. This child is far from home. You will fail him not. You will go home. When you are still an instant, when the world recedes from you, when valueless ideas cease to have value in your restless mind, then will you hear his voice. Then will you hear the voice of love. So poignantly it calls to you so that you will not resist. And in that instant, love will take you home, and you will stay home in perfect stillness, in silence, in peace, beyond all words, untouched by fear and doubt, certain that you are home. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am love. Be still and know that I am love. Be still and know that I am love. Be still and know that I am peace. Be still and know that I am peace. Be still and know that I am peace. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you for listening. Now is the time for tithes or for sharing, Neil.
Well, we usually do closing statements, and you wanted to record. So, if you guys are all right, I'd like to record your comments, and then we'll do the closing statements that you will do. So, this is the sharing portion, if that's okay with everybody. What do you think? Okay, so we're still recording. Just remember, speak kindly of others.
As you always do, Micah 6:8. Thank you, Neil, for being our host. We wouldn't be here without you. So, questions, comments, memories of home for you? Frank.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I had a thought that came. My uh, brother Dan, he's the youngest in the where we have a kind of a. I'm sorry. Well, there the first six kids in the family are from my father, and then my mom remarried after my father died. But his name is Danny, and my grandmother used to sing Danny Boy to him all the time,
Oh.
and I never really got that connection. That he died and never got to see his son because my mom was pregnant with Dan when my dad died. And I just realized that song, she was singing that song for my brother Dan,
Hmm.
because he could go, and the only way he could connect with his father is go to the cemetery and stand his ground there. It just touched me. Anyway, thanks.
Thank you for sharing. Do you, Frank, find yourself going to a cemetery when you want to be near someone who has passed? Is that your practice as well?
Well, when I get up to Pennsylvania, that's where all my family's born, or buried. So yeah, I do stop by and check out how the grave sites are and take a moment.
Yeah. Thank you. I do too. My parents' ashes are, well, some of them are actually with me. Some people would feel offended by that. I hope it's not meant to offend, but I still have some of my parents' ashes, and some of their ashes are on Madeline Island. And so whenever I get a chance to go up there, I do stop by their grave, even though my personal belief is that I'm closer to my mom than I ever was before. She's right here, right here. Thank you. Other ideas, comments, thoughts, songs, words?
Yes, I may as well, since I scribbled down a bunch of things. You used up some of my songs and words there, Mary. The first word I thought of was homestead.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just the first thing that jumped in. And then I figured I must have been hungry because I thought home cooked and home fries. Um, and then I must have been, thinking about baseball because I thought about home run and home plate. So, but there's other things too. You think about, one we have heard a lot more recently is homeland,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that has the other side of it is, homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And as I thought of songs, I thought, many of the songs um, were they're about a longing, not so much like praising my home is so great. I'm sure there's songs like that, but it's all about a longing, and so I thought of Homeward Bound first. But then see if I had any others here that. Well, I thought about 6 days on the road, and I'm going to make it home tonight. You know that song about truck driver?
No, but I want to.
Yeah, yeah. It's got a lot of truck driver lingo in it, so you have to almost translate it. But I used to hear that a lot because my dad liked to keep on the radio all the time of old, music, country music,
Definitely on the weekends.
bluegrass music, uh, cowboy music, have that in the background. So to me, if you're thinking about home, it has that in the background. I haven't lived many places. I've always lived in Virginia, different houses, but many of them not too far apart. When I was a kid, though, we had a home in Fairfax, and it was 3 bedroom, and for a certain amount of time, we had 4 adults and 2 kids living there. And so before my uncle moved in, my brother and I shared a room. And my grandmother had the other room. But when he moved in, then I shared the bed with my grandmother and my brother with my uncle. Although I think they had 2 little beds kind of crammed together in that room. And so my home was almost always a multi-generational. Once my grandmother came to live with us, she stayed with us till her death, where she passed in this house I'm living in now. She, we've had my cousin lived here for a while. We've had other people that needed a place that lived, that became family, that weren't necessarily family, became family. And so it was to me always, if somebody didn't have somebody when I was little, their grandmother or their uncle or somebody living with them, it seemed unusual to me. But I don't think of home as particularly any one of those places. Maybe where I'm living now is the house that I lived in from the time I was 10 until I got my first apartment. Well, besides where I lived when I was in college. And my father built it. We were out here every day helping him build it. We thought we were helping him build it, but we were just nailing the nails that he probably had to re-nail, But and so if there's any one home, I think of my father, he probably didn't think of it as here, because whenever we would go visit his family in Florida, my grandparents and, extended family, we would always be going home.
Right.
Right. We're going to go home this week or whatever. For my mother, her family, that we always, when we went there, we were going out to the country, and I knew that meant who I was visiting. I knew what that meant. So anyway, yeah, there's probably a lot of songs that have home in it. And I also like the sound of hometown, that has a little ring to it that makes you feel. So Zach, you have something else?
I have some words too, and some songs and some memories. And I actually feel glad that you didn't take the main one of mine that I thought was going to be the first in your head.
Oh.
Because I've been homeschooled most of them.
Yeah.
Most of my life. So through being homeschooled, this didn't happen before that. But I learned to have other places that felt like home other than my home. The theater that I performed plays at.
Nice.
My church became more of a home than it was because it was where I had Boy Scout meetings. Just all these activities and all these people I was around.
Mm.
And I also hear this song a lot in movie trailers and commercials for like home goods stores.
Oh, good.
But I don't know the name of the song. It says, I'm gonna make this place our home. And that's the part of the song they repeat over and over again. And I don't know what it is. And so,
You know the name of the song. Yeah.
um, I have spotty memories of living somewhere else when I was born for like the first 3 years of my life before we moved back here. And uh, one of the few memories I have of it is that I did see like paper being delivered, or I think I saw a milkman once.
We did have a guy going back to this truck.
The family lived closer, even though I have next door neighbors now. The family's doors were right on top of each other in that place.
Yeah, townhouse.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
So we would walk down the road and wave all the time differently. And as far as what I normally do, I just have thought of a bunch of halfway decent Wizard of Oz puns.
Okay.
Like Dorothy got back to Kansas and opened a donut shop called No Glaze Like Home.
No glaze like
There's no place like home. That's
Or
yeah.
Or she went fishing and had very little luck because she found there was no place at home. That kind of fish. I don't.
Oh, that's a kind of fish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's I can do this.
You can do that with her, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you thought of a bunch of stuff.
Thank you both so very much. How could I forget this one? I'll be home for Christmas. And in our language, we talk about going home, and it's like, well, wait a second. This home, Stillwaters, is more of my home than Minneapolis or even Madeline Island right now. So, am I going home for the holidays? I'm going to be here. So we talk about that. So, mom's iPhone. Hi, how are you, Patty?
Hi, this is Patty. For my kids, home is wherever mom is, and so our house is the gathering place. As a matter of fact, it's full of people today, 3 generations, and so we're always blessed, and especially for me at this time of my life. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful that you chose this topic, Mary, and before I end my conversation, I also know that, or I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Neil's birthday is tomorrow, and I think we should celebrate Neil, who is, as you said, we wouldn't be here without him. So, Neil, is tomorrow your birthday?
No, it was today when I woke up. No,
Is it?
it's
It's
November 17th.
what?
November 17th.
Why do I have tomorrow as your birthday?
Well, because I wake up tomorrow, hopefully, and then it will be my birthday. Thank you.
I'll make that correction. But
It's Sophie's birthday. I love that
Just
answer.
everybody remember to wish me a happy birthday tomorrow, please. I want to make sure.
Yes.
okay. Anyway, thank you, Neil, for everything you do. Appreciate you so much. It matters so much that you're there every single Sunday, and I appreciate you every day.
Well,
And Mary, it's wonderful to see you again.
Well, Patty, I was sad to hear of Bob's crossing.
Thank you. He went home.
He went home. I was going to say, how do you feel about that? Is that, he went home?
I feel like I miss him, like no way to describe.
Yeah.
He was He was the biggest blessing of my life for 23 years. And he also gave me more understanding of life and joy and peace and love than anybody ever had, which is quite amazing because I've had the greatest teachers from heaven that I could ever wish for. So
Yeah,
I'm doing okay.
I'm so glad to hear that. And I thought I dedicated when I was reading A Course in Miracles. I was thinking about the whole time.
Thank you. Thank
And
you very, very much,
yeah,
Mary.
and I learned so much from him and from you. And I'm so happy to see you here, especially when you have a house full of
Yes, I'm outside because I thought I won't be interrupted.
well, thank you for being
Thank you. When were you in Japan and what was the occasion that you were in Japan?
1990 to 91 or 92 actually, and I was teaching English as a second language. So
Wonderful.
yeah, I learned a lot. I learned
I
a
did
lot.
you want to come home?
I did well, like I said, that song I got while I was there. So because people were asking, when are you going home?
I see.
And I would be like, well, I'm on my way home right now. And no, 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 no. When are you going back to the United States? Because you obviously your home is not here,
Right.
right?
Right.
And it was very unusual for people that I met at that time to live in a country other than their own.
Yes.
And so, yeah, there was actually a friend of mine who had been there for 30 years, longer than the person that was asking her, when are you going home? I'm going home right now.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you did that. Our granddaughter Olivia does teaches English and children in Spain, and she's been there 5 years, almost six. She's getting her dual citizenship for Spain and here, so she comes home once or twice a year. She's actually home now for Emily's baby,
Oh,
who was
nice.
born a couple of months ago.
Yay.
Okay,
Thank
Thank you, Mary.
in
you.
the interest of time, I think Leon's unmuted. Do you have anything to say at all, Leon?
Very little, but I will say it. I was thinking about, what makes a home and all that, and I've lived in many different places, and I'm comfortable calling a lot of them home, even some of the hovels that I lived in college. Um, but I think one thing that makes it a place more home than others is the part of yourself that you put into it. The home we had in Fairfax, well, we had a hand in designing what we wanted to live in, what furniture we wanted to replace the lawn chairs that were in the living room when we moved in, and the remodels and all of that. And I think designing the parts of your life makes you the most comfortable with them. And I was interested to hear Mary's theory on designing when you're born and when you die. And I don't know about that, but that is comforting. So thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Leon. And you've moved up in the world because even though you went south, you're now on the top floor of your complex. So you went
Yeah,
from a
they want to keep us away from general population. Yeah.
okay. I just real quick. I remember that we celebrated the lives of several of our, uh, I call them, you know, members, special members of our community. And even Bob, we sent him home with a nice, beautiful celebration. And
Thank
I
you.
wanted to show something that he was a great teacher for all of us in A Course in Miracles. I don't know if you can see this picture, but this is from A Course in Miracles, and the statement is, ours is simply a journey back to Him who is our home. And it's that's something I've kept on my phone for many years. The other thing, as far as words or that came to mind, is everybody seems to thank me, but we would not be a church without all of you. So you are my homies, okay? And I'm very grateful because I wouldn't be here without you guys and gals. And there was another statement that you sing your song, Home is Where the Heart Is. I've had that on my phone for quite a while too. So yeah, a lot of us have been in many different homes. I don't know if I'd want to call a year in Vietnam my home, but it was. It was part of my home. When my father passed away when I was 5, I spent
Aye.
my home was in a boarding school for quite a while my mother went back to school to get a degree in teaching so she could support us. So from there, one of my homes was on a farm in Israel. It was called the kibbutz, and I was, as you know, kibbutz on the kibbutz in a month. I didn't quite make it because the job that I had was supposed to be the easiest one on the whole farm, and it was like incredible. So lots of memories about homes, and from New Jersey to Rochester, New York, um, to home here in Virginia. So I'm sure a lot of us have, and even more homes than that if we try to go back and remember all that stuff. So thank you, Mary, for your
Thank you.
uh, all that you have bestowed upon us today, and for um your honoring your uncle.
Thank you. So the closing blessing is the Sacred in All song by myself and God, I like to say. Then we'll go into Let There Be Peace on Earth, and I'll try to put the words up and have a beautiful rest of your day. Please receive this as a blessing for yourself or for someone you know that is going on a journey, physical or metaphysical. And we're going to share, allow. Browser is preventing access to share screen. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to sing it. Let me make sure I have the words to the second song. There we go.
You should be able to share your screen.
My browser said I couldn't.
Well, deny your browser.
Love go before you, leave peace behind you. Send the angels to guide you on your left and your right. Great Father above you, gentle Mother below you, will teach you and show you the sacred in all. If you see with God's eyes, hear with his ears, and when you touch with God's hands, she will calm all your fears. Open your mind, help your heart understand the sacred in all. So love go before you, leave peace behind you. Send the angels to guide you on your left and your right. Great Father above you, gentle Mother below you, will teach you and show you the sacred in all. Will teach you and show you the sacred in all. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Da, da, da.
Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow to take each moment and live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Thank you, Mary. And I'm just going to close with the two benedictions that we usually do at the end of our service.
Yes.
Affirmations for our love offerings and tithes, because we are absolutely blessed as a congregation, as large or as small as you might consider us to be. In that, taking into our hearts today's message, divine love flowing through all of us, blesses and multiplies all that we are, all that we have, all that we give, all that we receive. And a prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over all of us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. For that we say amen and thank you very much. And now I can stop the recording, make it official. Hold on a second. Take a deep breath, everyone.